Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the cash line. This is the D to the L to the N, the DL in sports. This is that DFS site you can come into, y'all, and get your DFS picks for the night and try to help you get close to that cash line. Everything's going good. The new hot DFS site on YouTube and Twitter and in the fantasy world, and people are paying attention to the cash line. I believe it. I'm getting the phone calls. The numbers speak for themselves. Twitter's blowing up. YouTube's blowing up. Getting a lot of followers and things like that. The subscribers are slowly coming up, not as fast as the other things, but the cash line blowing up, y'all, and it's going to be the new phenom, especially when NFL starts. When that NFL starts, we're going to be up and rolling, and we're going to take some stuff down. Please believe it, and we're going to change this whole scenery. We're going to change some people's lives in the cash lines and some families' lives, and the money's there to be got, and we're going forward. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate y'all tuning in. Quick MLB recap from last night. My lines was terrible last night, but like I say, this is a marathon, not a sprint, y'all. In this baseball, when you got 160, 100, 186, 160 games, this is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, when you get to the NFL, that's a sprint. You got 16 weeks to get it. You know what I mean? And you're betting more, you're betting bigger, and things like that. But in this baseball, you got to remember to have your bankroll management. You know what I mean? It's important. Don't bet it all at one night. You want to bet about 5 to 10% of what's in your account. Every night, because if you betting it all when you got this many games, you won't be alone. You won't be around long. You know what I mean? So you gotta incorporate your bankroll management, especially in this baseball with that many games. You know what I mean? You want to bet a small percentage of what you got in your thing and try to bang them. So we're gonna jump right in. Like I said, my MLB lines didn't do that good last night. Got to share. We got to share the good with the bad. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna come up here and say I'm winning every night and then not tell you when I lose. You know what I'm saying? Because this fantasy thing is real. Anybody tell you they winning every night, they lying. Not tonight. At the pitcher position, I got four pitchers for y'all that I feel are in good matchups, and my favorite one is Godley. The last slate that he was on, he really did his thing and helped some people get to the cash line. You got your Noli, Strally, and DeGrom. So mark them down, y'all. Those are the pitchers that I'm feeling today, and I feel like they're in good matchups. Godley, Nola, Strally, and DeGrom. Now, in your batters positions, you got your Peralta, Goldsman, Souza, Lamb, Judge, Frazier, Gardner, and Abreu. And that's my short player pool for these hitters that I feel are in good positions. And you got to remember, you don't want to put your hitters in the same on the same lineup if you got a pitcher from the other team, because you're fighting against yourself. If you get a hit, it's going to hurt your pitcher. If you get a strikeout, it hurts your hitter. So you don't want pitchers and batters going up against each other. You know what I mean? So that's something else you want to look at. Now, someone else I like in here, as far as my stacks of the day, plays of the day, as far as stacks. Now, stacks are important, y'all, especially in this baseball thing, because it's the correlation between the players. If you got the first, second, and third batter for the Boston Red Sox, and the Boston Red Sox come out and the batter number one gets on first, maybe batter number two gets a single or gets walked, and then you got the batter number three, he comes up, hit a home run. You getting all that. You eating all that. You get the points for the people on base. You get the home run. You get the RBI, and that's the correlation of the stat. That's why it's so hard to just pick people from each team and not be able to keep scores with these other guys, because these other guys are stacking teams, and they're getting and they're getting multiple points over one hit and one at bat. And we'll go deeper into that as the season goes on and as the more shows go on. Now, like I said, at the bats, man, we got the Cincinnati bats. They're great against righties, and they're facing a righty today. So you want to pay attention to the Cincinnati bats, the Houston bats, the Houston Astros in a good matchup today. You want to look at that Springer, that Altuve, that Gonzalez, good plays today. Some of my sneaky stacks is that Baltimore stack. And now, if you remember, last time I played Baltimore, I had a great thing going. I had the butt squeakers. I got my ace pitchers up there going crazy. And when my Baltimore stack came up, they threw me a dud. You know what I mean? But like I say, this is fantasy, and you got to have a short memory. And like I say, one person could have a terrible game one day, and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm off of him, not playing him no more." And in the next game, he hit a home run. Like it happened to me here recently. I was on that Aaron, the Judge kid from the Yankees. And I played him, and he went 0 for 4. And the next night, I was like, yeah, I'm going to play him again. But he went 0 for 4, so I'm not going to play him. You know what he did? He hit a grand slam home run. And whoever had him on their lineup, he took him to the cash line. You know what I mean? So you got to remember that, guys. Short memory in this thing. You're not playing names. You're not playing players. You're playing matchups. You're playing price points, and that's key to this thing. Okay, we're gonna jump into the 31st team in this NBA thing, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. They went 2-14 last year. They need help everywhere, y'all. They need help everywhere, y'all. So we got to keep that in mind, and we got to try to pick that fantasy butt squeaker, that fantasy star out of that for that day, for that matchup. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna be wanting to mess with the 49ers too much. Now, something else I want to tell you guys is as far as your quarterbacks in this NFL thing. There's a lot of times you can pay down at quarterback. Now, if you got Brady or Roethlisberger or Drew Brees, especially Drew Brees at home, mark that down. Drew Brees at home in that dome playing. As simple as that. You ain't got to get cute with it. When he in that dome, he throws for 400 yards mostly all the time. So remember that. But a lot of times you can play down at the quarterback position simply because a lot of these terrible teams, take for instance the 49ers, who got Brian Hoyer quarterback, and they're playing the Patriots, and you wonder why at the end of the game Brian Hoyer and Tom Brady almost got the same amount of points. You want to know why? Because once the Patriots get up so much, they take the foot off the gas. But what is the 49ers doing? If they're down 21-3 at halftime, what's the 49ers got to do the whole second half? They got to throw that ball. Brian Hoyer, you got to throw that ball, and that's fantasy points. You're not playing the name, you're playing the matchup. You know what I'm saying? So you got to remember that, especially at the quarterback position. You know what I mean? Now, they got Mike Shanahan. They brought in, as the new head coach, they brought in John Lynch, hard hitting safety, but he's the general manager now. Used to be a hard hitting safety in the league, so they got a new thing at the top of the order as far as them their office people, and trying to start this thing off, because they've been terrible since they got rid of Harbaugh. They never should have got rid of him, arguing in the office and off the field issues and things like that, and they got rid of the man. You see what he's doing up there in Michigan. He turned them around. You see what he did in Stanford. You know what I mean? His track record speaks for itself, and they got rid of him, and they've been getting punished ever since. Now, as far as the rookies coming in at round one, pick three, they had Solomon Thomas, defensive lineman out of Stanford. He's a big boy. He's a good play. He's going to help them. He's going to help them on defense. And this is one of them teams who's taking the best player available, because they need help everywhere. They can't say, well, we're going to get a quarterback or we're going to get this, because their whole team is terrible. So they need help everywhere. They didn't have no picks at round two, but at round one, at that pick 31, they had another pick. They got that Reuben Foster out of Alabama, linebacker. He's a monster. He's a monster, and I think it's going to help solidify that defense. You see, they went defensive lineman and linebacker, so that's going to help them. In round three, at pick 66, they went Witherspoon. He's a cornerback out of Colorado. So they went defense, y'all. They went heavy defense, and I can't fault them for it. Now, like I said, August 12th, the preseason starts, so we get a better look at things then. At the quarterback position, they got Brian Hoyer, Christian Ponder, and Matt Barkley. I think that says it all. You know what I mean? So, like I say, they're in trouble everywhere. Now, at the running back, this is where the prize is, y'all. This is where this is where the value is for the 49ers. That's Carlos Hyde. I played him a couple times last year, got me to the cash line. He's a good back. They use him a lot. Ain't got no choice. So, y'all mark his name down, Carlos Hyde. He'll be a good play for you. You got Hightower backing him up. Now, if Hyde's out for injury or something like that, you can play Hightower at a low price point, and he'll help you get to that cash line. But you're only playing at that low price point if Hyde is out. If Hyde's in, he's not a good play. Wide receiver, you got that Jeremy Curley, Rod Streeter, but they did bring in Pierre Garcon. He went to college here by me, up here in Alliance at Mount Union College, so I'm always rooting for him. But like I say, it's a wasteland up there. But he is in a good position as far as their number one receiver now. The tight end, you got your Selleck, and you got your defense who's in scrambles. So you don't want to mess with that too much. Now, you got to remember, they're in a division with the Seahawks, who went 10-5-1, Cardinals 7-8-1. The Rams were 4-12, and the 49ers were 2-14. So they're in a tough division, and they're going to have a long hunt ball, and I think it's going to take them a couple years to get this thing together. Now, like I said, the cash line, the staple of the cash line as far as defensively, y'all, we roster defenses at home. They play harder, they hit harder, they get more interceptions, more turnovers. So you remember that. There's going to be certain matchups that you don't have to do that because the team is so terrible. But in general, we play defenses at home, and you can play down at the defense. If they're at home playing another crappy team and they're at home, you want to take that defense, and instead of paying up. That way, you can spend your money on some of them big dogs, some of them ballers, some of them shot callers, them slate changers. So the big baller, the shot caller, the slate changer for the San Francisco 49ers this year for us, y'all, for the cash line is going to be Carlos Hyde. So he's the one, and a little bit of Pierre Garcon sprinkled in at the right spots. The butt squeaker, like I say, is going to be Garcon. And the maggots for this team is going to be pretty much the whole team, especially the defense. I think they're in trouble this year, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Come on in, join the cash line. It's growing. Get on in here while we just getting going. Don't wait until we hit one of them $50,000 or $100,000 tickets. Come on in here. It's free. You Facebook me at Dan Nicholson, the cash line, and I'll throw you in that private chat. You'll see how we chopping it up in there. You'll see some of them tickets. You'll see some of them tickets. Them boys getting money in there. You know what I'm saying? And on Twitter at Dan_DLN Sports, and on YouTube, DLN Sports, the cash line. So y'all come on and join. Hope everybody has a good day, and let's go get that money, y'all. Cash line.